Yeah, I've been doing that, and I learned how to warp my perception of time to write my book faster. Or in other words, I'm writing the book, and I feel as if I haven't written the book, and yet it's there. It's like an instant manifestation. And I just realized, looking at my calendar, I've spent the entirety of 7 days, and it still feels like day one, because I don't have that perception of time passing. And
Right, right.
a being from another dimension actually showed me how to do this. He said to me, "Do you know the mindsets you can get into? The mindset where time goes so long that it feels like it's non-existent, and then it feels like there's no time." He said, "That headspace you can get into deliberately, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I've done it before." And he goes, "Apply that to your projects. Drop everything around you. Don't worry about getting caught up with time and calendars and stuff like that. Apply your no time headspace to your projects and just focus on that one thing and watch what happens." He said it will be as if your book has just manifested itself out of thin air because you won't have the perception of time. Therefore, it will just be as if it's just there. And I was sat with myself yesterday thinking to myself, okay, I'm looking at the pages. I remember writing the pages, but it feels as if they shouldn't be there. You know? It's like if you write a book, you've gotten to like page 30, and then you're sat there looking at it, and it feels like you should still be on page 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really weird.
What do you warp? You warp like your time warping almost, huh?
Yeah, I warp my perception of time, and my body behaves the same as well. It feels as if it doesn't need to eat because it feels as if I've just woken up still. So, or in other words, on day one, at the beginning of the day, I'd warp my mind, get into the mindset, turn off all my distractions. I'd write. Then at the end of the day, it still felt as if I was existing within the morning. Even though outside was all dark, my body felt like it didn't need to eat anything or drink anything, go to the loo. It felt like it was suspended in some sort of animation
Yeah,
because of my
yeah,
mindset. And
yeah. Because your body's responding to your mind, and you're warping the mind.
I didn't even
I
feel
get it.
mentally fatigued. No mental
What,
fatigue.
tired?
Weren't tired. And I was like, I'm just going to go on into the night. I went on till 6 a.m. in the morning, and I haven't stopped doing this for a week. I've been up at 6 a.m., and I just think, okay, maybe I should lay down. But I'm thinking of breaking through and just keep going, because if my mental fatigue isn't, happening, what if I can just go for days and days and days without sleeping? And because I don't have the perception of time, it feels as if that moment
What is it
just,
like? You like an hour, 6 hours that you like? Say, okay, this is what I'm. I get what you're saying. Like you're warping time, but your body feels like you've only been working. Let's just say if it's been like 4 days,
yeah,
right? It only feels like 4 hours. Is
less.
that
It,
how?
it feels like I've just
Less.
started. It feels like I've just started. It's no time. It's like I've no time spot. Like right now, it feels like I've just started doing the practice, as if I've just done the meditation to warm my mind, and now I'm back
Oh
in
my
again.
god, dude, that's incredible.
It feels weird, but
I
right
just
now, like,
grabbed
okay,
that. Like that's fucking crazy.
exactly. And I was thinking,
That
could you
was probably
think about
bliss.
the implications with this, with your clothing line? Like, can you imagine living in no time?
The only time I do that is when I project. I can't do it. I haven't done it physical yet. So you're experiencing this physical in 3D.
That's the thing. Things change around me, but I'm not paying attention to them because it feels as if they're not. If that makes any sense, like
You're not focused on them. You're not even.
no,
You're not focusing any awareness on your surroundings. You're just focused. Wow, and you're warping.
and
Damn.
I'm warped.
You're just focusing on what you're doing. So none of this shit even matters. So it's moving on as is, but you're not even
Stuck
noticing.
in like a time capsule, as if I'm in a bubble and everything, like as if there was a clock inside the bubble that's just still, and outside there's a clock outside the bubble that's still going.
Oh shit, that's awesome, dude. I get it. Wow.
And I'm looking
This
at the
nigga
clock like,
just said, wow.
it's really
Wow.
cool.
Damn. That's deep.
But
How
it's
did you get there? It's complicated, huh?
well, it's simple if you understand time. Not understand, but it's simple if you've had a certain amount of experiences to pull from, because I'm shifting my headspace because I remember being in no time through astral
I get it.
projections, going back to the
Right.
source of
That's what
creation,
I
stuff
just
like
said.
that.
That's the only time. So I got the astral projection. So I have to. How did you pull that?
Well, what you do is close your eyes and you remember how you felt in no time, and then you slowly bring your. And then what I did was, I thought, okay, what are some of the activities that I already do that give me that sense of no time, right? Which was when I focus on one thing, and then all of a sudden light bulbs went off. What pulled me out of that no time headspace? Distractions, Facebook, my phone, stuff like that, people screaming.
Yeah.
So once I got rid of all of that, and then I focused on writing, I'd be aware that I'm so into it, I'm not focusing on time. And then I basically increased it, or in other words, shrank my perception of time whilst I was writing by remembering and recreating the headspace of no time when I was actually projecting. And then that grounded into my being, and then all of a sudden time just went and stopped. And my body, everything is still like that now. I did this last week. So
Wow. That's incredible, dude. I get it, too. I get it. Wow. So it's like, damn, Brian, you like, dude, I'm trying to translate this. You are multitasking in thought. First of all, you're like alleviating time, but at the same time, you're doing so much in thought, consciously, without focusing. I can grasp it. I don't have the language for it. I know what you're doing, but it's like, okay, you're grabbing the sense of no time from the astral projector. So you're putting yourself in that space, and that space is here. But at the same time, you're actually writing.
Right, and that's like, so it's like I'm writing, and then I look, nothing should be there, right? Because I haven't written anything. It's
right.
Weird. But
But the writings are manifesting.
Yeah, but the writing's there.
But you don't have any.
I remember writing it if I choose to remember. If I'm not thinking about what I've just done, to me it hasn't happened. So I have to actively think, okay, what did I just write? Right now I can remember what I wrote yesterday, but I have to create that perception of time. If I get rid of the perception, I haven't written anything. So it feels like I haven't written anything.
Wow.
And also with food, I think that's another distraction, because if I get hungry, but then I've gone through 6 days without eating or drinking,
Nothing.
so I can already turn that off. Right.
You can go back to that.
So I tuned into that, get rid of my hunger, put that on pause, tune in, zoom in, and then boom, and you just keep going. Now, I'd love to do this for do the nighttime thing where I don't need to sleep. Do it for 7 days straight. No eating, no drinking, no going to the loo, not feeling weak, keeping my mentality fine, not even looking weak like in the thing, to see if I could keep myself physically stuck in a time warp, and then record everything, and then have someone take my vitals and everything, and they're like, "Whoa, you haven't changed one bit. Nothing's changed. It's like your body's just been stuck in time, animated." And then I'll have
that's how entities time warp travel. From fucking thing. I'm telling you, dude, what you just said, their awareness is so they stay just as they are. They put themselves in a little bubble, which we probably call spacecrafts or whatnot, and they just warp in time. They not manipulate time. It doesn't exist, but they just jump it. Which would take mentally millions and billions of years. They just capture everything in a bubble, one consciousness, and they just jump it. They probably ain't eating, ain't thinking about food or nothing. They coming right to our fucking universe or reality or where we are. That's how that entity telling you how they do it. In a sense. You know the entity who gave you that little piece? He probably applies that shit to travel. You get it? Everything.
That'd be cool. People could do that. I mean, could you imagine, say if you wanted to wake up in the year 2000, what were we in 2016? So it's 2,500 and something, right? The year. So you manifest all this stuff so that you're untouched for 500 years. You have a family set up, they're going to look after your ship, which would be like this coffin made out of crystal, or a sensory deprivation tank, so you can better stop that perception of time. You go in there, and then when you step out, it feels like no time has passed, and yet 500 years has passed. Your body is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, what you just said, they're fucking finding giants and shit like that on the earth that have been, they're finding them, but I think they use more like ice, up in the Antarctica. You wonder why all of that shit is froze and we can't get to it? They're actually finding big ass giants that have been asleep in these they don't even know what it is, dude. When people try to explain stuff, I just laugh. Because I know they don't know what it is, but they're trying to tell us, no, they ain't even aware of this technology. And these fucking giants, big ass giants have been in the ice for, just what you said, thousands of fucking years, and they waking up. Big ass giants. And we know they have to exist because you look at the size of man. Look at fucking look at the DNA that's, you see what I'm saying? The DNA that's out here for big ass NBA players. Where do these big ass giants come? 8 and 9 foot men. Where did that DNA come from? We know they existed. Big ass giants, dude. And they're trying to cover it up.
Well,
so that's deep. So that what you was just thinking about, these highly aware beings have been doing that shit to preserve themselves for probably millions of years. You know what I mean?
But you'd have to make sure wherever your body is, it doesn't become disturbed.
The fucking ice in the Antarctica. You can't even go there. Think about it. Somebody, and you know what? Like you said, you were saying like my family has to know this. People protect the Antarctica. You can't go to certain parts on the Antarctica, dude. You can't go up there. Why? Remember we was talking about this? What the fuck is up there? And you drew this little graph. I think, yeah, that was you. Remember you did the circles on one plane, like a circle here? Yeah. We can't go up there. We can't go up there. So we don't know what's up there. Dude, that could be a fucking Stargate. That could be a portal. You get what I'm saying? That could be one big portal. How would we know?
Maybe it gets cold to a certain point.
And goes tropical.
Right. Like a split, a completely different, like there's no transition, just a complete...
What?
And then
that's what I'm saying.
There's like a civilization there, like superhumans. And then there's like all this land which no one knows about.
Right.
Can you imagine?
We'll make the universe crush me and reincarnate me now if it's not there. I know it's there. I know it's a superior race there. I know it is. In the core of my being. I don't talk about this. I even stopped making my videos because I was getting threats. Facebook and threats, dude. I remember when I was doing the political shit a little bit, like leaking stuff, they was like, dude, you got one more warning. One more warning. Because what I be saying be right on. I know what they call the 13 families or the powers that be, or some people call them reptilians, whatever you want to call it. I know it all exists. They on the other fucking side of that Antarctica. I'm telling you.
Well,
or inside of the Earth.
As long as they leave me alone. About that? Right. As long as they leave me alone. As soon as they start messing with what I'm doing, they're in trouble.
You gotta go to war, man. They're not gonna bother you when you get to a certain level of consciousness and you become a threat. You're gonna have to deal with it.
What if I just don't say anything?
Huh?
What if I just don't say anything?
They're gonna feel your energy. If you time warping and all this shit, dude, they up on that shit. They're on that shit. They're time warping now, man. I'm telling you. The stuff you be talking about, right? I look at it like this. You reincarnated, right? You chose to come back to this dimension for a purpose. Maybe I don't know what it is. You're finding that out now as we evolve. But dude, there's civilizations that are way ahead of us. Way ahead of what we're doing now. We on Earth, the prison planet right now. This is what I call it. Remembering who we are and creating and manifesting and, you talking about shit in 2030. That's how it works. You're broadening mind, but it's civilization, entity, for example. You just said an entity gave me this. All right, where did he get it from?
Oh, he just, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where all the universes, dude, it's just growing. Where you are now, dude, you probably, when I first met you, and I talked to all kind of people, dude, you like if I had to, I'm taking time to measure it. We know just as a measuring, you probably 1,000 years ahead of motherfuckers, dude. Like you're one-dimensional sheeple. You're like 1,000 years ahead of them. It would take them 1,000 years to get to the awareness of where you are right now, the way you think. That's why I like to shoot shit through you, because it bounces off of you and it reflects and I can catch the particles. You get it? And I keep them and download them. I just shoot stuff at you and then you'll take it through your awareness and then you'll spit stuff out and it's all of these fragments and I catch them. It might take me a week or two, but then I download them and it starts making sense.
Maybe.
But you about 1,000 years ahead. I'm slowly waking up.
It should speed up. You should rock it. You should basically, like, because I was at a point where I thought that where I'm at today would take me a few lifetimes, maybe 4. And it happened in like the space of 2 years. So you slowly wake up and then it's like...
No, but I'm not aware that I rocketed, but you can tell how far. I can't because I'm here.
I can tell how far
I didn't rock from the first time you talked to me. I didn't rocket it way past this stuff that, dude. I be just the way I see my whole perception. My life is a fairy tale now.
Oh yeah, it's just.
And people look at me like, dude, it's a fucking fairy tale, dude. I'm in control of this. Whatever I want to manifest is going to manifest. I am conscious that I am in total control of my thoughts, and my thoughts create my reality here. This, what me and you are doing right now, and when I got this, dude, I just fucking blitzed. We're in the past right now. Do you know what I mean by that? This is the fucking past.
You said that last time. I've been mentioning to people as well what you said. I said,
this is the fucking past. Because our thoughts is the presence. What we're thinking. I'm in the past. I made this when I wrote it down on the fucking napkin. In the astro realm. You remember? When I brought the vision back here. This shit is the past. This is just catching up. 8 months later. That's the delay.
Can you imagine if you live... If this is the past, then that means you really live in the future, which is actually the present. And technically, you're going back in time.
Exactly. And that's where the fairy tale comes in. Because you start to become lucid. Lucid in the 3D, like, I already did this. When you see shit that you're making manifested.
I just had this image, which would be great to draw. I will do this quick before it leaves my head. Blue. No, don't go anywhere.
I'm here.